Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here for the Elite Join APS Cup Series as they present to you the Phoenix 200 at ISM Raceway. Come on in, sit on down. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. I am your host for tonight's proceedings. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and I am excited to be bringing you tonight's event. It does happen to be the second to last race of the season, the penultimate, that's a big word for me, penultimate race of the season, and it is the final race before we determine who our championship four are going to be. As we look at our standings coming into tonight's event, top four are going to advance into the championship round at Gateway International. Chad Frankenfield with a commanding lead over fifth place Joshua Furr, 30 points. What that means is Chad Frankenfield just has to take the green flag and he will be our first driver locked in. David Tooker also looking very comfortable as he is going to have a 17-point lead over Joshua Furr. Gerald Campbell only ahead by 7. Ethan Reisner looking solid as well. Reisner has been on a tear here lately, and he has really closed the gap to him and David Tooker, and that is the right time to be peaking. So we'll see if Ethan Reisner is going to be able to continue this trend and put in more of a solid performance that we have come to expect from him here in these last few weeks. As we get ready for qualifying, green flag coming out on our qualifying session. Y'all will have to bear with me a little bit tonight, fighting off a bit of a cold, allergies, something, whatever it is. It's not been a whole lot of fun for me. Hopefully it won't interfere with calling this action here tonight. Joshua Personette in the 7 machine rolling out on track. Seven going to start his first lap of this qualifying session. Looking at 5 minutes to do 2 laps. Now is my hand in the 41, a championship contender. Will he have a race win to help him into the final 4 here tonight? Qualifying on pole would go a long way for that 41 machine to have the solid night that he is after. Logan Shea in the 6. He begins his qualifying session. The 73 machine of Michael Goodman out on track as well. That pine cone cabin green and white machine. Michael Goodman, a fan favorite here amongst his fans. Of course he's the fan favorite. He's their fans. Or they're his fans. I'll get it right sooner or later. Gerald Campbell in the 31. He is rolling out on track. Campbell in that bubble position. So a qualifying session important for him as well. He'll be looking to set this thing on pole. But right now, the 6 of Logan Shea with the fastest lap at a 26.691. That is our first pole position lap. The 26 machine of Chuck Sweeting puts his car up into second place and shuts it down. Our points leader, the 15 machine of Chad Frankenfield, he's out on track. 2 minutes left in this qualifying session. Try and bring you a few more drivers that are out here tonight. The 64 of Andrew Rucker. The 11 machine of Matthew Weeks also trying to turn in a qualifying time. So far, 10 drivers have posted a time. With that being said, guys, we are going to step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back to bring you tonight's Phoenix 200 starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers are starting to take to the grid, and that means it is time to go through our starting lineup. Row number one for a driver in a must-win situation. Damian Leininger earning his first pole of the season with a 26.661. Chad Frankenfield in the 15 machine going to start on his outside. Row number two will be the 6 of Logan Shea and the 25 of Joshua Furr. Row 3 will be the 64 of Andrew Rucker and the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. Row 4 will be the 31 of Gerald Campbell and the 7 of Joshua Personette. Row 5, the 11 machine of Matthew Weeks and the 41 of Dallas Myhan. Row 6, the 97 machine of Levi Rowdy Zielinski and the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Row 7, the 19 machine of David Tooker, looking to bring this season long run into the championship. That 19 machine just looking for a solid finish here tonight. The 73 of Michael Goodman going to start on his outside. Row number 8, the 2 machine of Josh Robin and the 9 of Rusty Capel. Row number 9 will be the 87 of Richard Hines and the 20 machine of Shane DiMantova. Row 10, the 86 of Ethan Reasoner and the 89 of Brent Jones. Row 11, the 58 of Chris Jordan and the 3 of Scott Haney. And bringing up row 12, the 22 of David Westergreen as we get ready to go green flag racing pace car down and away. Leininger wasting no time to get to the throttle. We are underway for 200 laps here at ISM Raceway, the final race in the Elite Chase round number 2, and Damian Leininger out in front of a hard-charging 15 machine of Chad Frankenfield. Working their way through 3 and 4 here. Logan Shea on the outside of the 25 of Furr. That's a battle for third, but at the line to lead the first lap of the race is the 12 of Leininger. He is in that must-win situation. And now Frankenfield in the 15, making a move to the inside. Already a battle shaping up for the race lead. Off of turn 4 down the front stretch. Leininger holding off the challenge for now. Our joinaps.com track facts for ISM Raceway. It is going to be 200 laps to settle it between our 9 remaining playoff drivers. As I mentioned, Gerald Campbell is 7 points above the cutoff. He is on that bubble. He is going to be looking for all the points he can gather up here tonight. Leininger and Frankenfield continuing to run 1 and 2. Logan Shea holding off the 25 for the moment. The 64 of Andrew Rucker currently rounding out your top 5. And right behind Rucker is the 31 of Campbell. Drivers using that dog leg here at ISM. Trying to shorten the track up a little bit. Jay in that 6, hugging that yellow line through 3 and 4. That looked like a good exit for him. He's going to open up a bit of a gap on the 25 down the straightaway, but Furr closes it right up into turn 1. Trying to carry some speed up off the corner. Here comes the 64 of Andrew Rucker taking a peek to the inside. Nothing there just yet. Meanwhile, Chuck Sweeting starting to hound the 31 of Campbell. That is 6th and 7th place. Looking out the back, the 41 of Dallas Myhan in a must-win situation. Right now he is sitting in 8th place. Matthew Weeks in the 11, making a move down to the inside of Joshua Personette. Weeks trying to move into 9th place. Matthew Weeks wasting no time there, trying to get 2 cars, 1 corner. Or I should say 1 lap, but the 11 machine not able to clear the 41 just yet. Personette rounding out your top 10. Sitting in 7th place, right behind him is the 97 of Levi Zielinski as he is battling with the 2 of Josh Robin. Robin on that outside lane. David Tooker in the 19. He finds himself in a 13th spot. As we go on aboard with the 19 machine. Tooker taking us for a lap around this ISM Raceway. 6 cars all right there, able to be covered in one camera shot. The 11 of Weeks leading this group. He finds himself 1.5 seconds behind the 6 of Logan Shea. Shea, who is running third, has dropped a few spots rather quickly. And now that 6 machine sitting in 7th place. Leininger continuing to lead. He is under attack. That continual pressure from the 15 of Chad Frankenfield right there. As I look at the point standings coming into tonight's event, Leininger is roughly 10 points from the cutoff. Gerald Campbell holding that preferred position. Campbell right now is only 4 cars behind Damian Leininger. That would not be enough points for Leininger. He would need to have some help from Ethan Reasoner, which Reasoner right now is sitting in 17th spot, but we know Ethan at Mega Driver 86. One of those guys who likes to work his way through the field. Josh Robin in the 2 has managed to work his way around this group of drivers. That 2 machine now setting his sights on Logan Shea. Robin being out of that throttle going into a very flat turn 3 for so long, and it feels like an eternity here at ISM getting into turn 3 as you wait to roll back into the throttle. But the 2 machine does it very well here. He is working his way to the front. That is a driver looking to lead. Speaking of leading, the 15 of Frankenfield has managed to work his way around the 12 of Damian Leininger. The Leininger led the first 15 laps, and now Frankenfield has led for 1 lap. Now, if I'm Damian Leininger, and I know Chad Frankenfield is locked in to the playoffs since he took the green flag, I'm going to start keying up my mic and tell him, hey man, you're blowing smoke, oil. That car's not going to make it. You should just go ahead and pull off. Let your crew work on your car, get it right, and then come back out after you're a couple laps down, because Damian Leininger really wanting to win this race to get into the championship 4 at Gateway. Checking in a little bit deeper in the field, that right there is the 89 of Brent Jones and the 22 of David Westergreen. These drivers are running 22nd and 23rd. Jones, who had been having some hardware issue with his computer, been unable to run the last few races. Good to see him out there again in that 89 machine. He takes a move to the inside of Westergreen. He's going to try and complete the pass and gets it done as they head off to the dog leg and move Brent Jones into 22nd spot. 94 machine of Kendall Noah Player finding himself in a 14th spot. And Josh Robin in that 2 machine has closed the gap to the 6 of Logan Shea. That is going to be a battle for 7th place. As well, we could see some full fuel runs here tonight. One of our drivers coming into tonight, 3rd place in the point standings, that is Reasoner. Started in 19th, currently working his way forward. Slow and steady, but steady it is as he continues that march. He is closing the door, or the gap, to the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. When I first checked in on the time here, it was 1.4 seconds. This time around, it is 0.9. So the 86 on the move. I look down my timing and scoring, another close battle here. The 41 of Dallas Myhan and the 7 of Josh Personette are leading a 4-car line here, with the 19 of David Tooker trying to make his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. One driver coming down pit road here very soon. That is the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Don't know if this is a planned stop, but this is very early for the 94 machine. He is going to hit his pit stall, bring that machine to a slow, and jacks go up. Four tire stop for the 94 machine. We'll see if he gets back out there or if they got to work on some damage. What the deal is with this 94 machine. The 15 Chad Frankenfield has been your race leader for the last 13 laps. We have had 2 different leaders, 2 different lead changes. Damian Leininger started on pole. He now has found himself in 2nd place, with the 64 of Andrew Rucker trying to close in on him. The Rucker right now sitting in 3rd. Joshua Furr in the 25 is in 4th. Scott Haney in the 3 machine, a driver we haven't talked about yet. Started in the 22nd spot, has moved his way in to 20th place. Haney finds himself 1.1 seconds behind Chris Jordan, and 5 seconds ahead of the 22 of David Westergreen. The 26 of Chuck Sweeting, still trying to track down the 31 of Gerald Campbell. Campbell still holding on to 5th place. Sweeting in 6th. The 15 of Frankenfield, once he got out front, he has opened up a half-second lead now. Has taken 18 laps to do it, but he is starting now to pull away little by little over the 12 of Leininger. That dog leg going to be used all night here. Driver's going to be dropping down onto it. We'll hardly ever see anyone up along the wall through that dog leg. Andrew Rucker in the 64 really closing in on the 12 right there. Rucker not with enough momentum off of turn number 4 to try and make the pass just yet. Top 3 right now are all within a second of each other. Burr in 4th, Campbell in 5th. The 97 of Levi Zielinski finds himself in 9th place, leading a 5-car train here. Matthew Weeks, the caboose, in 13th spot. As we go on aboard with the 11 machine. I do want to point out that the 94 is continuing to sit on pit road. Maybe contact with the wall, some damage to the steering, the suspension. The 94 does find itself 12 laps down right now and counting. We'll see if Kendall can get back out there. Hopefully he can. Ethan Reisner in the 86 right now in a 15th spot. The 20 is Shane DiMantova right behind him in 16th with the 73 of Michael Goodman. Dusty D checking in on Michael Goodman in the Do Good Motorsports 73, cheering along his favorite driver. So Goodman looking to have a solid run here tonight as well. A lot of laps still to go, 160 laps to go as we got 40 laps completed. Working a lap 41. Our top 3 have really closed up once again. Andrew Rucker in the 64 taking a peek down to the inside. Nothing there as the 12 machine wiggles big time coming up off of turn number 2. That is going to allow the 64 a little bit of an advantage, but he can't do anything with it as a caution flag is going to come out. The 25 of Joshua Furr slow down the back stretch. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened to the 25 machine. Furr's going to get loose coming off of 2. He's going to smack the 31 of Campbell. Campbell's going to go for a spin. Take another look at this on board the 31 machine. You see the 25 just gets loose. Campbell had nowhere to go. And other than the contact between the 2 cars, both drivers get it sorted out before they hit the wall. So the 15 of Frankenfield going to lead these drivers onto pit road as we work our first caution of the night, coming very close to the first quarter mark of the race. Drivers being serviced by their crews. Who is going to win the race off of pit road? Frankenfield had the advantage, but 2 tire stops coming into play here as Frankenfield. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't 2 tire stops. Chad Frankenfield still sitting on pit road, and Chuck Sweeting going to win the race off of pit road. We will have a new leader. That will be Chuck Sweeting. Frankenfield released by his crew, so maybe a little bit of body massaging going on right there. Get it done early if you have to. Still 156 laps left to go in this event. The 94 has rejoined the race as well. He is 13 laps down now. With Chad Frankenfield dropping down the running order quite a bit, he is going to rejoin the race in 19th spot. But the 26 Sweeting gonna start this thing off from inside of row number 1, the 12 of Damian Leininger on his outside. Row number 2 for this restart, the 64 of Andrew Rucker and the 6 of Logan Shea. Pace car getting ready to peel off. Down and away it goes. Chuck Sweeting waiting for his time to get on the throttle. There he goes. Green flag is out and we are back underway. Drivers got to get through the gearbox quickly, cleanly, and efficiently. The 6 of Logan Shea getting caught out here. The 31 of Campbell going to make a move to the inside. The 7 of Personette with a wiggle off of turn number 2. And Dallas Myhan thought about going 3 wide. Wisely backed out of it, but the 97 of Zielinski gonna stay right there. Door to door they run, no contact made, but now Zielinski gonna give lots of room. Gonna try and slide up in front of the 19 of Tooker. Tooker finding himself now door to door with the 7 of Personette. So David Tooker, who came into tonight's race second place in the point standings, looking for a solid run here to lock himself in on points. Both races that were completed here in the Elite Chase Round 2 were won by Jared Rexing. who was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. That means that several of these drivers who were hoping for a win to ease their way into the final round all are looking for a win in the last race of round number 2. But the 26 Sweeting a non-playoff driver looking like he might try and win this thing. Sweeting on his 7th start of the season. Came into tonight 27th in the points standings. He's had 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s so far this season. So a good little run here shaping up for the 26 machine. As Chuck Sweeting is going to drop off the map here. Or maybe it's me. Weird little hiccup there. Lost a lot of drivers. I'm not sure what that was. But as we rejoin, catch our breath from that little bit. 23 continuing to lead, or I should say the 26. Chuck Sweeting still out front, has led for 9 laps now. The 31 of Campbell sitting in 4th. That is not a good sign for Damian Leininger, who is sitting in 2nd. Leininger going to try and give it his all on the 64 of Andrew Rucker, hoping to play spoiler. Rucker had a solid finish last week. Picking up his first top 5 of the season. Looking to continue that trend here right now as he is in 3rd place, trying to hound the 12 of Leininger for 2nd. The 15 machine of Chad Frangenfield trying to carve his way through the field to get back to that top spot where he was before an extended stop under that caution. So Chad Frangenfield in 12th place. Right in front of him is the 86 of Riesner. 2 playoff contending drivers. Running nose to tail here. The 25 of Joshua Furr, who is looking for a good run here tonight as well. Not necessarily in dire straits in a must-win situation, but where he is running at right now, he is not going to be able to qualify as one of our championship 4 drivers. He finds himself in 14th spot, and that is not going to be good enough here tonight. Of our playoff drivers that are out there, he is running last. He has got some work to do to get that 25 machine rolling and get it towards the front of this field. '73 of Michael Goodman still in 16th spot here. The 9 of Rusty Capel in front of him. The 87 of Richard Hines right behind him. Looking out the back of Goodman. Hines and Robin with the two of Robin trying to make a move down to the inside of the 87. Hines gonna go way up high, leave plenty of room for the 2 machine. High atop our blimp here tonight. Check in on our race leader. That is the 26, Chuck Sweeting. He has opened up a 2-second lead over Damian Leininger. He's got clear track in front of him, clear track behind him. He is clicking off laps very quickly here. In fact, as I look down the score sheet, Sweeting has turned the fastest lap of the race at a 26.690. That 26 got into clean air and said, "See you all later." We've had 4 different leaders here tonight. 28 laps led by Frankenfield, now 21 by Sweeting. Battle for second still as intense as it has been. The 64 Rucker just not able to find a way around the 12 machine. Rucker will be faster one lap, Leininger faster the next. Rucker had to lift a little bit there to keep from getting into the quarter panel of the 12 machine. That's going to cost him some momentum down the backstretch. Joshua Furr in the 25 pulls his car slowly onto pit road. Caution flag gonna come out. And I want to say it was for something that happened with the 25, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay here to see what happened to the 25 machine. Battling with the 20 is Shane DeMantova, the 2 of Josh Robin. They may have backed this up a little bit too far. And the 25, very quick entrance onto pit road. So, the 94, Kendall Noah player going around on the front stretch. So the 94 working his way through 3 and 4 here. The 25 quickly exits onto pit road, and the 94 just gets loose all by himself, smacks that inside wall, and we are under caution again as the drivers make their way onto pit road. Chuck Sweeting overshooting his pit stall. With everyone making pit stops, we're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back after this. field lining up as we get ready to go green flag racing for this restart. The 6 of Logan Shea utilizing 2-tire stop to take over the race lead. He is going to choose that inside lane. Chuck Sweeting, 4-tire stop for him and the rest of the field. Going to restart row 1 outside. Row 2 will be Damian Leininger and the 64 of Andrew Rucker. Pace car lights are out. We're ready to go racing down and away. And the 6 gonna get on the throttle at his choosing. As the green flag comes out, Logan Shea gets away quickly. Gonna clear the 26 and head off into turn number 1 with the race lead. Meanwhile, behind the 6 machine, everyone's scattering all through that dog leg. Everyone looking for some room to run, including the 19 and the 15. That is David Tooker and Chad Frankenfield. Dallas Myhan in the 41 right there. He's trying to win this race as well to get himself into the championship 4. So Shea holding on to the race lead. We'll see how these 2 tires work out for him. Damian Leininger now into 2nd place. Chuck Sweeting has fallen to 4th, but he's going to make a move to the inside of Rucker here. They run door to door into turn 3. Sweeting gonna start edging out the 64 there, put the squeeze on him a little bit. Rucker backed off and allowed the 26 to take over that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Leininger making a move to the inside of Shea. And Logan gonna give up the race lead to the 12 machine. As we are 22 laps away, now make it 21 laps away from the halfway point. Two drivers who have gone behind the wall. That is the 25 of Furr and the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Joshua Furr seeing his championship hopes dashed here tonight at ISM Raceway. This early exit for him will seal the deal. That is one of our championship contenders out of the event. Furr came into tonight 5th place, just 7 points below the cutoff. And it looks like he is going to call it a night. A disappointing run for the 25 here, but I'll tell you, it's been a good season for Furr. 1 pole position, 1 race win, 7 top 5s, 9 top 10s. However, the championship will elude him this year. Damian Leininger in a must-win situation for him. Doing what he needs to do right now. He is out front. That 26 machine, though, is closing in on him. Talking to the drivers in pre-race, a lot of them mentioned how slick the track was. This slick track seems to be playing into the hands of Leininger. He has been out front for 22 laps and counting now. Sweeting still holding on to the fastest lap of the race at a 26.6. The only driver to get into that 0.6 second bracket. And Sweeting looking very stout as he is inching closer and closer to our race leader of Leininger. Ooh, Campbell coming off of turn number 4. Big wiggle for the 31 machine. David Tooker in the 19, now trying to take advantage of it. He's taking a peek to the inside, but it looks like Campbell going to recover. A little bit of damage on that right rear of Campbell's machine. That has been there for a few laps. That is a battle for 4th and 5th place. Dallas Myhan in the 51 right there as well. Or the 41 machine. Ooh. I've taken a few medications to help clean out the sinuses. And I'd like to blame the medication. We all know I can't call a race properly. I'm just out here having fun, watching some amazing racing by this elite racing league. Phoenix 200 at ISM Raceway, now working on lap number 90. 3-car battle for the race lead, 3-car battle for 4th place. Right behind the 41 of Myhan, that is the 97 of Levi Zielinski, as he is now under heavy pressure from the 15 of Frankenfield. Frankenfield has made his way all the way back to 8th place as he continues his march forward. Matthew Weeks going to round out the top 10 here. He has an excellent view of the battles going on in front of him. Campbell, Tooker, Myhan, Zielinski, Frankenfield, Personette, and Matthew Weeks all running nose to tail here. Weeks has a 0.9 second gap over the 2 of Robin. Started 23 cars here tonight. 21 cars continuing to run and cycle around this ISM Raceway. All 21 cars out on track are on the lead lap. The 86 of Ethan Reisner The 87 of Richard Hines, the 9 of Rusty Capel. That is 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. As Goodman's taking a peek down to the inside of the 9 machine. Michael Goodman gonna make the pass. He moves into 16th spot. But up front, the 12 of Leininger continuing to lead and now starting to open up a gap over the 64 of Rucker. Sweeting has fallen to 3rd here. I wonder just how hard that 26 machine has pushed his tires. Maybe he's trying to save them. Maybe he's got a 6th sense here. Starting to feel like maybe this is going to be a long green flag run, so maybe has backed it down a little bit to save something for the end of his run. But Leininger not in a situation where he can save. He is in full on lead every lap he can mode. He's now led for 35 laps. Your top 3 have really pulled away from the rest of the field. Campbell finds himself 2.7 seconds behind Sweeting in the 26. Solid run shaping up here for the 19 of Tooker as we're inching our way towards that halfway mark. David Tooker, who started deep in the field, right now running in the top 5. Zelensky in the 97 was taking a peek down to the inside of the 41 of Myhan. Did not have the run up off the corner he needed, and Dallas going to stay in 6th place. The 15 of Frankenfield watching that battle happen. He's going to see an opening here. Levi going to close the door on him. Chad diving down, shortening that track up as much as possible in the dog leg. Personette in the 7. Big wiggle for him coming off of turn number 4. He finds himself in 11th place right now. We have 99 laps to go. The 7 of Personette gonna pull down onto pit road. Into his pit stall, and behind the wall goes the 7 machine. So an early exit for the 7 here tonight. Meanwhile, Leininger in the 12 has really opened up a lead over Rucker. He has a 1 second lead right now, enjoying the biggest lead of the race for him. Have to forgive me as I try and breathe in between moments of talking. Gotta love winter time and all the bad juju that comes with it. Robin in the 2 right now finds himself in 9th. He's tucked in between the 15 and the 11. Frankenfield still trying to work over the 41 of Dallas Myhan. Meanwhile, the 19 of David Tooker trying to hold on to 5th place as Zielinski's trying to take it away from him. Zielinski using that high lane and is going to complete the pass. So Levi into 5th, David Tooker falling to 6th. And now the 97 starts to close in on the 31. We have 93 laps to go. Your race leader is the 12 of Damian Leininger. And he is really opening up a gap now as we are getting about halfway through this fuel run. The tires really starting to fall off. Looking at a 1 second fall off for Leininger from his best lap time of a 26.731. That time around was a 27.7. And Leininger really showing the extra practice laps he turned out here helped him to find a pace, a line, a path, whatever you want to call it, a way to keep that 12 machine out front. And he is pulling away. We're about 11 to 12 laps away from the fuel window opening up to make it the rest of the way on that final stop. With that said, it's time to start thinking a little bit about our strategy here. I don't think anyone is going to try and pull in and short pit, as Sweeting going to get around Rucker. Now he tries to close the gap to the race leader. But having a short pit here and then trying to go the next 80 laps, I don't think that's going to work, especially if it stays green all the way, because most of these drivers can go close to 40 laps from here. That is almost effectively going to split that run in half if you short pit and try and come in as soon as the fuel window opens. So anything you potentially gain, you would lose over the next few laps. So I think we'll see a lot of these drivers stay out and run this as long as they dare. I think it's really going to come down to who is going to blink first as they start getting deeper into that fuel run. Meanwhile, there's a big knot of cars here. The 15 of Frankenfield trying to navigate his way through. The 19 of Tooker right there as well. Zielinski, Campbell, and Robin all thought about going 3 wide through the dog leg. My hand in the 41, just trying to find some room to run, but this knot of cars could be potential disaster. Everyone's starting to get single file now. Frankenfield leading this group of drivers. Starts with the 15, ends with the 20. That is Shane DiMantova. He is in 11th spot. So 4th through 11th, all running very close to each other here. The 6 of Logan Shea has pulled into his pit stall. I think the 6 is going to try and work on his machine. He has been stationary for longer than a 4-tire stop. Tooker and Frankenfield going at it for 4th place. Tooker trying the high side into turn 3. Frankenfield staying on the bottom. Plenty of room between those two drivers off the corner exit. Robin in the 2 trying to pick a winner of that battle. It looks like he's going to elect that inside lane. Now he's going to try and fill the hole that the 15 left, as Frankenfield does fend off the 19, so the 19 going to lose a spot to the 2 machine of Robin. And now Josh Robin's going to get a little bit of a tap from the 19, but he is able to save it. Zielinski in the 97 now on his outside. So a good bit of driving there by the 2 of Robin. Check in on our race leader. That is the 12 of Damian Leininger. 58 machine, that is Chris Jordan. Jordan gonna go 1 lap down here. He is now the first car 1 lap down. 2 cars are in that 1 lap down category. The 22 of David Westergreen, the other car, who now will battle with the 58 to be the first car to receive the free pass. So a rundown here real quick of our championship contenders, as we will have 77 laps to go. Damian Leininger leading the race and leading all championship contending drivers. Chad Frankenfield in the 15 machine. Right now he is sitting in 4th place. He is battling with the 19 of David Tooker, who is in 5th. Our next championship driver, that is the 31 of Gerald Campbell. Campbell finds himself in 8th, and the 15 has gone around with the 22 of David Westergreen, and that is going to bring out the caution. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay here. Watch this one from high atop the blimp. So the 22 of Westergreen working his way off of turn number 4. Gonna tag the wall. Frankenfield with no warning, nowhere to go. Take another look at this off the nose of the 15. So the 15 really having to rely on his bonus points here, as that is going to put him back through the field again. But the massive lead that the 12 had wiped away with this caution coming out. Four tire stop on order for all of these drivers. This could be the final stop of the night. 3-wide race off of pit road. Levi Zielinski's going to win it. Gerald Campbell, or should win it between Gerald Campbell and the two of Josh Robin. But Damian Leininger going to win the race off of pit road and retain the race lead. Brent Jones in the 89 thought about coming down pit road, elected not to. I think Brent Jones stayed out to lead a lap here. He cannot make it on fuel to the end of this thing. 26 of Sweeting had just made his pit stop when that yellow flag came out. So he is caught between the pace car and the race leader. Now the 89 of Jones gonna make his way onto pit road. That will allow the 12 of Leininger to be your race leader. Sweeting gonna get the wave around here when the lights go out on the pace car. To another championship contender has gone behind the wall. Chad Frankenfield in the 15. Gonna call it a night. That 15 machine has had enough of ISM Raceway. Frankenfield led for 28 laps in total here tonight. So Damian Leininger in control of the field. Green flag is out and away we go once again. Ooh, Levi Zielinski tagging the 64 of Andrew Rucker. Rucker's gonna go around as I try and get my clicker on him. Zielinski with a great entry into the corner, gonna get into the back of the 64, and Rucker just gonna smack that outside wall. Everyone else diving down to the inside. And Andrew Rucker now pulls it onto pit road. Leininger, who just missed making it into the championship 4 on the Monday Night League here with the Elite Racing League, now finds himself with a very solid run shaping up at 12 machines, sitting at 68 laps led here tonight and counting. So with Rucker going behind the wall here, that will give us 16 cars in this event. We started 23 here tonight. Josh Robin in the 2, gonna restart second row inside. Lights are still on the pace car. The driver's ready to go racing. Matthew Weeks inside the top 5 now as lights go out on the pace car. Field are going to form up now for sure. Michael Goodman going to restart outside row number 5. Goodman with 1 top 10 on the season. Would like to add another one before this race is done. Pace car is off. Leininger holding that field in check, and now he's going to get a good jump over the 19 of Tooker. Tooker got caught napping, and a Robin in the 2 machine going to make a move down to the inside here. That is a battle for second as Leininger going to try and pull away from the 2 and the 19. So Tooker holds on to second place, Robin third, Gerald Campbell into 4th, Shane DeMantova rounding out your top 5 here. This would be DeMantova's first top 5 of the season. If he can hold on to it, he still has 64 laps before he can say he's earned this top 5. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine, right behind him. Dallas Myhand in the 41. That is 6th and 7th place. Richard Hines in 8th. 9th place going to the 86 of Ethan Reisner. Chuck Sweeting now into the top 10 after he got caught out on his pit stop. Rusty Capel in the 9 machine. Right now he is in 11th place with the 97 of Levi. Rowdy Zielinski sitting in 12th. 13th going to Michael Goodman for the moment. The 3 is Scott Haney finding himself in 14th spot. Brent Jones in the 89 machine running in 15th. And Chris Jordan in the 58 in 16th spot. We do have 16 cars on the lead lap. The 22 of David Westergreen after contact with the 15 of Frankenfield. Heavy damage on that 22 machine. Sat on pit road for 8 laps and has rejoined the race 9 laps down. But the 12 of Leininger now starting to come under pressure from the 19 of David Tooker. Tooker looking for his first win of the season, along with Leininger. Trying to do some math here to see how the points spread between Ethan Reisner and Damian Leininger. The Leininger needs 19 points over Ethan Reisner, as Reisner is running in 11th place. But that is not, depending on how the bonus points fall. If Leininger cannot win this thing, second place being the best he can do, he is going to need some help from the 86 to drop back a little bit. But Ethan Reisner, not one to, well, buy into that philosophy, if you will. We go on aboard with the 87 of Richard Hines. Hines right now in 7th place behind the 6 of Dallas Myhan, or the 41 of Dallas Myhan in 6th. Field kind of stretching out a little bit here. We do have a few close battles. One of those close battles is for the race lead. That is the 12 and the 19. "52 laps to go in this race. We've been slowed for 4 cautions, totaling 13 laps. We've had 9 lead changes among 6 drivers. Leininger has locked himself in as leading the most laps in this race. He is at 86 laps and counting. And with 51 laps to go, Chuck Sweeting has led for 26. So if Sweeting were to somehow take the lead right at this moment, he would only be able to lead 77 laps. So Leininger locking up, leading the most laps in a race that he must win, and he is doing all he can to pull that off. Tooker in the 19. maybe thinking big picture here, not wanting to put too much pressure on the 12, as Tooker with a second place finish would very solidly be one of our championship 4. Frankenfield, by virtue of taking the green flag, locked himself in as our first championship 4 driver. He has rejoined the race. He is 19 laps down, all the way down in 18th spot. We're looking at 48 laps to decide who our next 3 drivers are going to be in the Championship 4, taking place next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The track of choice will be Gateway. That is going to be a barn burner for sure. We will be bringing you all 4 championship driver action as much as possible, along with covering the rest of the field as well. Speaking of the rest of the field, the 20 of Shane DeMantova has fallen to 9th place after riding around in 5th. Sweeting in the 26 machine, he's making a move to the inside here of Richard Hines, and Campbell in the 31 to the inside of the 11 of Matthew Weeks. Campbell not able to make it work that time, maybe lost some momentum as Dallas Myhan in the 41. Battling to keep his championship hopes alive. Myhan, however, is 11 points behind our cutoff driver Gerald Campbell coming into this event. So as it stands now, Myhan would be out of the championship. Were the checkered flag to come out, Damian Leininger would lock himself in with the win. He would be the only driver to pick up a win, the only chase driver to pick up a win in this Elite Chase Round 2. Jared Rexing won races 1 and 2 in this second round, but Rexing in the 10 machine not showing up here tonight. Our other championship contenders, Tyler Riggs and Thomas George, also not competing in this event. So with all of that being factored in, if the 12 got the win, checkered flag flew here as he crossed the start finish line, he would be locked in. Chad Frankenfield would be locked in. David Tooker and Gerald Campbell would all be locked in. Ethan Reasoner out on that issue, the 86. Right now he is lounging around in 11th place. He has got to get moving forward, especially with that 12 out in front of this field and pulling away again as we're starting to get deep into this tire run. So Reasoner, who's sitting in 11th, would be out due to not enough points. Campbell would jump over him and be our 4th seed, or our 4th person. Don't know how they're going to seed this field. Really doesn't matter because it's all going to come down to how you finish. That 12 machine has now pulled out to almost a 2-second lead over the 19 of Tooker. And with 40 laps to go, it'll be 39 this time around. $18 drivers still out on track. Well, the 58 of Chris Jordan has pulled behind the wall, so that will make it 17 drivers out on track. Andrew Rucker in 19th spot. Logan Shea in 20th. 21st, Josh Personette. 22nd place, Joshua Furr. In the finals position, going to Kendall Noah Player for tonight's event. You can see the lead that Leininger has opened up over the 19 of Tooker. As now it is over 2 seconds. So with Leininger pulling away, the 2 of Josh Robin trying to close up the gap that is there between him and the 19 of Tooker. That would be a battle for second place. Sweeting in the 26, continuing his march forward after getting caught out on a pit stop, had the caution come out while he was on a pit road. However, he was able to stay on the lead lap, but did have to take the wave around to do it. He was trapped between the leader and the pace car. Sweeting right now in 5th, hounding the 11 of Weeks. This is one of our closest battles out on track for the moment. The 97 of Zielinski and Brent Jones. So Brent Jones up to 14th. Scott Haney into 13th. Zielinski, who is out on the fresh tires, being why he is 1 lap down and flying through the field. We'll see if we get anyone else who is going to try and pit, but everyone should be able to make it from here on fuel. Sweeting still battling the 11 of Weeks, and Robin has gotten around the 19 of Tooker. But now Josh Robin finds himself 3.3 seconds behind the 12 of Leininger. So Tooker in 3rd, that's still good enough for him to be one of our championship 4 next week at Gateway. Dallas Myhan in a must-win situation, even more so than Damian Leininger by 1 point. They had 1 point separating the two of them. Oh, it's the 31 at Campbell. He's going to smack the wall, and that is going to bring out the caution as Campbell in the 31 machine is pointed the wrong direction. Campbell trying to save it, just runs out of room. And the caution flag is going to come out, and I got to tell you, the 12 of Leininger not wanting to see that. He is going to see a 3-second lead go up in smoke. And now everyone's going to come down pit road. 4 tires, I would say, would be on order, but with less than 30 laps to go in this, you might see a few drivers try 2, but the 12 of Leininger has got to be picture perfect on this pit stop. Leininger without his teammates here tonight as well. So Bright Light Motorsports sole driver makes his way down onto pit road. $173 laps in the books here tonight. Leininger started on pole, has led for 110 laps. And down and away he goes. The 2 of Robin's going to win the race off of pit road. Robin with an outstanding pit stop is going to come away with the race lead, and Leininger going to come off in a second. And now the point standings is going to get shuffled once again. Campbell being on and off pit road, trying to work on those body panels. I'm going to see how this all shakes up. Now keep in mind, I am trying to do a rough estimate for you all in the points. Each position is worth a point. Bonus point is earned for pole position, bonus point earned for leading 1 or more laps, and a bonus point for leading the most laps. So Leininger is going to have 3 bonus points in his pocket. He qualified on pole, has led the most laps. And in order to lead the most laps, you got to lead at least 1 lap. So that will be 3 bonus points going to Leininger. And then 1 point for every position. The 2 of Robin's going to get on the throttle as the pace car pulls onto pit road. And we are back green flag racing. David Tooker in the 19 machine to the inside of Leininger in the 12. Damian not really going to have the long run speed or the laps to get into that long run where he really showed his speed here. So now he just needs to try and play it smart here, knowing that he's got the 3 bonus points in hand. He is going to get a good run off of turn 4 down into turn 1. And he is trying to pull away from the 19 of Tooker. Tooker right there. Battle for second place as Robin in the 2 trying to pull away while these 2 race door to door. Meanwhile, Shane DiMantova and Matthew Weeks are running side by side. DiMantova going to win that battle. And again, Leininger with the run off of 4. just not able to complete the pass by the time they get to turn 1. Now the 26 is Chuck Sweeting gonna try and get involved in this battle. And Leininger finally fends off the 19 of Tooker, slides down in front of him, and the caution flag gonna come out again. The 3 of Scott Haney turned around. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Find out what happened to the 3 machine. Haney gonna come off a 4, break loose, smack the inside wall, and around goes the 3. That is enough to bring out the caution here. And we're going to do it all over again, as Leininger had just made the pass where it just fended off the 19 of David Tooker. So now that the caution is out, let me do some quick math here. Gotta take my shoes off to do it. As we said, Frankenfield locked in. He is our first driver to be locked in here in the Elite Chase Round 2. Our first of 4 Championship 4 drivers. David Tooker just needs a solid finish. Tooker cannot finish less than 12th. Ethan Reisner in the 86 has moved into 9th place. And as things stand, Gerald Campbell would be out. Leininger would be in if this race were to finish right now. Leininger would be in, Campbell would be out, Ethan Reisner would be in, David Tooker and Chad Frankenfield. That would be your championship 4. We still have 18 laps to go. So by virtue of the 3 bonus points that Damian Leininger is going to pick up for pole position, leading the most laps, and leading a lap, he had to close up the gap of 10 points between him and Gerald Campbell. And with Leininger running in 2nd place, Campbell all the way down in 14th. That means Damian Leininger can fall to 7th as long as Campbell does not move forward, but that 31 is wounded. How wounded that 31 is, couldn't tell you. We haven't gotten into a green flag since the 3 of Scott Haney brought out the caution within a handful of laps of the 31's caution. But Campbell, capable of very quick lap times, had been running in the top 5s. He's got a solid car underneath him tonight, but he is riding around out there wounded. Pace car is away. Robin is on the throttle, and we are back to green flag racing. This time the 12 of Leininger got the start he needed. He's going to drop down in front of the 19, does not have to fend off the 19 for his second spot. And now the 12 of Leininger going to try and close in on the 2 of Robin. Took her in the 19 machine, battling with the 26 of Sweeting. Ooh, Matthew Weeks with a wiggle coming off of 4. Business picking up here as everyone's digging hard trying to get down the front straightaway. And it looks like Tooker is going to hold on to 3rd, Sweeting 4th, DeMantova in 5th. That would be Shane DeMantova's first top 5 if he can hold on for another 15 laps. Ethan Reisner in the 86 right now. He is in 9th place, but he's got some traffic around him. That is the 87 of Richard Hines, the 97 of Levi Zielinski. Reisner gonna tuck in behind Hines. Campbell in the 31 trying to make some moves towards the front. Each spot that Campbell gets is a point that he desperately needs. Ooh, it's the 9 of Rusty Capel's gonna get loose off the corner. And the 9's gonna go around. And now the caution is gonna come out. So turn 4 really proven to be difficult for these guys here in the later stages of this race. Let's watch this one from high atop the blimp. The 9 of Rusty Capel all by himself coming off of turn 4. Gonna get loose, smack that inside wall and go around. We're going to work, I forget what this one is. Caution number 7. Campbell has made it into the top 10. Reisner still in 9th. So we'll run down this once again. The 19 of David Tooker would be in. Leininger running in 2nd place. Leininger needs 10 points over Campbell. He has 3 bonus points that he earned in this race. He has got to finish 7 positions ahead of Campbell. And right now he is getting that done with 2nd place as Campbell sits in 10th. But this restart, anything could happen here. That's why we'd run all of the laps. So with the lights still on the pace car, I expect them to go out this time around. Field forming up behind the pace car. Leininger has got to get another good restart. He does not want to get into a battle and get freight trained in this outside lane. Campbell needs to gain 3 more positions. Pace car down and away. Robin wasting no time to get on the throttle. And this time Leininger not able to clear the 19 of Tooker as easily. So Robin gets away cleanly. And now Tooker and Leininger are going to go at it for second place. Campbell moving into 8th place here. So Campbell up into 8th. Leininger going to hold on to second. He fends off the challenge from the 19 machine. 6 laps to go here in Elite Chase round number 2, race number 3. 9 drivers gonna get whittled down to 4. And if Leininger can hold on to second place with Campbell running in 8th, he would be in for sure. And then it's down to Campbell and Reasoner. And Reasoner had a 9-point differential between him and Campbell. So Ethan Reasoner just needs to keep Gerald Campbell in sight. Campbell in 8th, Reasoner in 10th. So Campbell would still be out despite running here in 8th place. So Campbell has got to get up on the wheel. Just 3 laps to go. Josh Robin in the 2. Gonna try and win his first race of the season. This would be Josh Robin's 4th start on the season. That 2 machine now looking at 2 more times around. Leininger just hoping that another caution doesn't come out. He wants to see that 2 machine get to the start finish line. One to go, presented by joinaps.com. No green-white checkered attempts. The 2 machine sitting in second. Josh Robin, your race leader. Robin working his way off of 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. David Tooker going to make a move to the inside. Tooker and Leininger at the line. And David Tooker going to bring it home second. Robin picks up his first win of the season. Campbell going to bring it home in 8th with Reasoner 10th. And keep in mind, this is all unofficial, but I think Damian Leininger in 3rd place is going to make it into the championship 4. David Tooker is in. Chad Frankenfield is in. And I believe Ethan Reasoner in the 86 is going to be in. as the 2 of Robin celebrates his first win of the season. Burns it down the front stretch. We will take a moment here to step away from the mics and set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back to talk to our podium finishing drivers, very possibly our championship 4. No one go anywhere.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the 2 of Josh Robin picks up his first win of the season. Congratulations, Josh. Nice job out there. You led the final few laps, 27 in total for you. Tell us about your race here at Phoenix and how you made it look as easy as you did.
Well, I don't know if it was easy, and probably I'm a little surprised I won here, but yeah, the race was pretty clean for me. I started 15th, I think, and that first run from the start, I started moving up, but then like 25 laps in that run, I started to drop back. I just burned up my rear tires. So then I decided that every run we had to just take it easy on the start, then pick off the spots, and I did. Um, got lucky on some pit stops, gained a few spots, then slowly worked up to the front. Then last pit stop, I beat the 12 up pit road and had the lead from there and got the win.
Well, man, an outstanding run for the 2 machine. And you didn't get to run a full season here, but each time you get out on the track, that 2 was capable of winning, just was not able to seal the deal until tonight. Will we see you again at Gateway next week?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I'll be there. So for the season finale, it's going to be a pretty good show and good battle for the championship too.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the race win here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to you for broadcasting and anybody that tuned in and everybody that raced tonight, and shout out to Chad for putting on this league. He's been doing pretty awesome job running.
All right, man. Again, congratulations. Nice job out there tonight.
Thank you.
That is your race winner, Josh Robin, in the 2, picking up his first win on the year. And now let's move on to our championship drivers. And let's kick it off with the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. Chad, you got your ears on, bud?
Good to go.
All right, Chad. You had to take the green flag to make it into the championship 4. Green flag came out for you. You locked yourself in. Congratulations on being one of the championship 4.
Thank you, sir.
Now, the 15 had a rough race, and it's been a rough go for you here in these last few races. Are you going to be able to turn that around come time for this championship race at Gateway?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident. Homestead, we had a top 5 car. Rockingham, way off. But today, I think I was probably the best car. I was gapping the guys. I tapped the wall, cost me some speed, fixed it, came up through. I was catching Andrew in third, and then we had the issue with David. So it is what it is. That's racing. I'm pretty confident about next week, though. Usually tracks with hard braking zones benefit me, so hopefully we could, get a win. I think with the season we've had, anything less than the championship's really not really what I'm interested in.
All right, well, that 15 has been a mainstay at the top of the point standings, has been an excellent season for you, and Gateway going to be where it all comes to a close. So good luck to you next week in that 15 machine, man. Turn lots of practice laps. There's a championship on the line.
Sir, thank you.
Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give real quick?
I just want to thank everybody in the league for putting on good racing. Past month and a half, 2 months, really kick-ass, awesome racing. We've really done a good job. Just thank you to everybody who, is practicing, putting the time in to make these races what they are. It's going to be a heck of a finale next week. I'm going to tell you that much. So.
All right, that is the driver of the 15 machine, Chad Frankenfield, being the first one locked in by taking the green flag here tonight. And now let's take a moment to talk to not only our second place finisher on the night, but also another championship contender. That is none other than David Tooker. David, tell us a little bit about your race here and that epic battle between you and Leininger there at the end.
Well, to start off the race, I didn't qualify as great as I wanted to, so I was coming back into the field. I knew I didn't really get much practice in for this race, so car was brand new to me, and to run where I was for most of the race, which was like top 10, just outside the top 10, and to finish second, that's not something I expected. I didn't really have much of a, I guess you say, like, expectations for myself coming in. I just knew I had to get a decent finish to move on to the next round, because I was just going to play it smart and try to made sure I make it into the championship 4. But hey, I'll take a second place.
All right, well, you finish second here. You make your way into the championship 4, as you said, and the race at Gateway. What do you think it's going to take for that 19 to be our champion for this 2019-2020 season?
It just a lot of practice. Haven't really driven at Gateway at all, so it's going to be a new learning curve for me to drive there with this Cup car and this tire package. So there's a lot to look forward to and a lot to be nervous about, but I think I have high hopes for me next weekend.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on that championship 4 status. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, just this whole, I've mentioned it almost every, this whole Pro Edge group. They've been a very big support of mine through these rounds, getting near the end. So to say that I have them on my back next week is going to be a great support, and I honestly can't wait for next weekend.
All right, man. Again, congratulations not only on a solid run here tonight, but as being one of our championship 4.
Thank you, man.
Now let's move on to another driver. That is the pilot of the 86 machine, none other than Ethan Reisner. Ethan, you bring your car home in 10th place here tonight, but more importantly, your playoff hopes, your championship hopes, they stay alive as you are one of our 4 drivers to make it into the championship 4 at Gateway.
Yes, I am. I'm actually in the middle of driving to work right now. Can you hear me okay?
Holy cow, that's dedication to an interview, man.
I'm driving in the snow in Missouri on my way to work, but it wasn't quite as slick on the roads tonight as it was at Phoenix in iRacing. It was so slick at the beginning, but I got more comfortable as the track rubbered in. I'm just thankful that I had just enough good finishes. I don't remember what my points gap was. All I know is that, and I might drop off again in about 10 seconds, but all I know is that it's really important for me to just finish, stay within myself, don't push it, and let me know if I drop off in a minute.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get back to driving. We're excited to see you at Gateway next week. If you can, any shout outs or thank yous you want to give?
If you can still hear me, Alec Ballvans, you need to run the Daytona 500 in Cup next year.
All right, that is the driver of the 86. That is Ethan Reasoner, a championship 4 driver. And now it's time to talk to our final driver of the night, our final of the 4. And a word from on high is that it is the 31 of Gerald Campbell. Gerald, congratulations to being one of the final 4 out there tonight, or championship 4 next week at Gateway. Tell us a little bit about your race, man.
Oh my gosh, it was going good in the beginning. I felt like I had some good speed, and then got damaged early on when with a car getting loose beside me and hit me. Just from there, it was just a battle. It was there. It made my night just harder than it needed to be with the amount of damage on there. It was just a lot slower, a lot snappier, and then that was one mistake, getting the guy next to me loose, and then I messed up my own race there at the end, and I thought, well, I'm done. I was close to hitting the escape button. I had like 2 minutes of damage on my car. I was like, the engine was down a horsepower. Like it's over. And then got out there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish the season off with this. And I don't know how it kept a little bit of speed enough to get me up into 8th, and I'm like, I mean, I guess I got myself into the position I needed to be in because I didn't even know I made it in, to be honest. I was like, man, that really sucks because I thought Damien had enough points. I thought it was 6 points behind me, but yeah, no, I got to put this one behind me and clear my mind for the next race and start new, start fresh, and not put myself behind the 8 ball early on.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math here real quick, and all my math, of course, was unofficial, but Frankenfield doing the numbers there. Do you know how close it was between you and Leininger?
They told me at the end of the race it was 1 lap to go. It was, I guess, like 1 point, and I'm like, oh boy. I had to make sure I didn't get past and everything. But yeah, I mean, I got told at the end. I think it finished with like 2 point difference, which was crazy how tight that was. Just thankful that the car held together. I think the temperature was pegging pretty high at the end of it with all the damage on it, but I just didn't give up. I was like, I'm not. When I started gaining positions and I saw top 10, I was like, oh, at least I'm gonna get a top 10, and then kept going and kept going, and just thankful I never gave up. To be honest with you, never hit that escape button.
Yeah, that escape button would have sealed the deal for you, not being a championship 4. But Gateway coming up, it's not an easy track to get around, 2 very different corners. What do you think it's going to take to see this 31 as the champion?
I like Gateway, but this tire model just changes everything so dramatically that I'm gonna have to do some laps and find a happy, because before with the old tire model you'd be able to get out and lead, and a lot of times you never have to worry about it. If you had a good handling car in the beginning, you just run at a certain pace. And now the drop off, if you try doing that, you have to be able to get in front. You have to control the race, and you have to go at your own tempo if you're going to go about trying to save tires and stay up front. Much harder, much harder to be a driver staying up front for a whole stint. Um, it's changed the game completely with its new tires. So, having to learn. If it was old tire model, I probably said that I have a really definite in my mind that I'm going to go out there and try to win that race. But now it changes everything. like flat tracks. I'm glad it's not Homestead because that's killed me in many leagues. And just happy to go to a race that I feel like I have a legitimate shot to try to go out and win and be the guy that barely made it into fourth, and maybe do what Ryan Newman did in the 31 a couple of years back, and then the Cup cars, and come from behind, win, and take it all.
All right, man. Well, while you can, any shout outs, thank yous, congratulations, stuff you'd like to give?
PRM. I've been with them for a little bit now, not officially a part of the team yet, but PRM's been a good league or a good teammates for me. Always making the races interesting and keeping me cheered up whenever things don't go my way. And I'd like to thank VFW, Veterans of Foreign War, big advocate of the vets and celebrating them not just on a holiday but any day really. Go out and thank a vet for their service and allowing us to do enjoyable things like this. Even a bad day on this is still an incredible feeling to even be able to go at your home. That we're lucky to. So thank a vet and thank you guys for hosting this, and see what we can do next week.
All right, well, good luck to you next week, man, and nice job on not giving up out there tonight.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to try to do the same next week.
That is Gerald Campbell, your final driver to make it into the championship 4. And you heard it from him. He had almost called it quits, but didn't. Solid decision on his part. Nothing left here but our results. The 2 of Josh Robin picking up his first win of the season. David Tooker in the 19 machine gonna bring it home in second. Damian Leininger third. Very upset Leininger coming up 2 points short. Chuck Sweeting in the 26/23 gonna finish in a 4th place. 5th place going to the 20 of Shane DeMantova. Dallas Myhan finishing in 6th. 7th, Matthew Weeks. 8th, Gerald Campbell. 9th, Richard Hines. 10th, Ethan Reisner. Levi Zelensky finishing in 11th. 12th will be Michael Goodman. 13th will be Brent Jones. 14th going to the 9 of Rusty Capel. Scott Haney finishing in 15th. 16th going to the 22 of David Westergreen. 17th, Chad Frankenfield. 18th, Chris Jordan. Andrew Rucker, 19th. 20th, going to the 6 of Logan Shea. 21st, Josh Personette. 22nd, Joshua Furr. 23rd will be the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Guys, that is going to do it for us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Congratulations to our Championship 4. Don't forget that race is happening next week at Gateway right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. We will be going live about 7:50 p.m. Central. No one miss that one for sure. And until then, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you then.